So, good afternoon, everyone. Before we start our topic, let's pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Okay, let's start our topic, climate change. Next. So, lesson objective. Students will learn to identify the causes of climate change, understand the effect of climate change on society, and illustrate how communities help mitigate climate change hazard. Next. So, introduction. The International Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC, report that the world climate has significant change due to human influence. So, example ani niya kay kuan kanang regarding sa climate change, the IPCC, a United Nations body evaluating climate change, science has concluded that the world climate has significant change over the past century, larger due to human influence. Climate models predict a global mean surface temperature increase between 1% Celsius and 3 to 5% Celsius. Ang kaning daing climate change dahil kay predict din siya sa paagi sa panahon or unsay mugawas nga nabay bagyo or nabay linog nga na. Next. So, experts believe that a few degrees of warming could have more significant consequence than anything expect nuclear war, leading to potential serious problem. What is climate change? So, climate change refers to statistically significant change in climate over continuous period. Both natural process and human activity contribute to these changes. So, next. Example, volcanic eruption. So, volcanic eruption may release ash, dust, or sulfur dioxide, or etc. So, these are aerosol can block a solar radiation, leading to a temporary cooling effect. This cooling effect can last for 1 to 2 years. Next. Next, Gisa. So, iyang impact. Mao ni ang major impact of eruption and their impact. So, number 1 kay Indonesia. For example ni sa tuang near sa tuang sa tong Philippines is Mount Kanlaon. So, di ba namtoy gibalita nga ang Mount Kanlaon kay ni gawas og aso or ni kanang basta kay mo na sa balita nga ni magawasan siya aso nga tak na hinay og gawas ang aso nya kadugayan kay mudaghan. Next. So causes climate change is volcanoes near equator have greater impact on global climate due to wind patterns. So, ang ash dahil nga mugawa sa volcano kay kuan din na siya kanang once nga mohangin ang iyang ash kung asa ang hangin, for example nasa right pa dong ang hangin, ang ash nga igawa sa volcano ato po siya sa right niya, kung sa left po ato sad siya sa left mo focus ang iyang ash. So, next. So, orbital changes and climate. So, the Milankovitch theory proposes that cyclical variation in Earth orbit influence long-term climate patterns. So, around the sun influence climate change, cyclical variation, and three orbital elements in centricity, obliquity, and precession. Next. So, arita sa eccentricity. So, eccentricity describe the shape of Earth orbits. Variation cause changes in the amount of solar energy received, and with a cycle lasting approximately 98,000 of years. Currently, there's a 6.4% increase in isolation from July to January. The timing of perihelion, or the closest approach to the sun, is influenced seasonal difference. Winter is less severe if perihelion occurs during winter. Next. So, obliquely it refers to a variation in the tilt of Earth axis, and changes in tilt exaggerate seasonal difference. So, naka-difference din siya sa isa ka eccentricity. With a cycle lasting approximately 40,000 years, more tilt means more severe season, hotter summer or colder winter. Less tilt means less severe season. Precession. Next. Precession. This describes the change in orientation of Earth rotational axis, a cycle taking 19,000 to 23,000 of years. It caused by a wobble of Earth axis and its turning around the elliptical orbit. Precession affects the days of perihelion and aphelion. The fastest distance from the sun is influencing seasonal contrast in one hemisphere while decreasing in it. The other, currently Earth precession, makes northern hemisphere winter less severe. Next. So, the carbon dioxide theory. So, burning fossils, coals, oil, etc. means releasing carbon dioxide or CO2 in the atmosphere. So, CO2 is transparent to incoming sunlight but absorb outgoing infrared radiation or heat. This trapping of heat leads to warming effect similar to the blanket. So, mura daw kuno siya kanang magkuan. So, mura karon, di ba? Init man kaayo. Nya nara man ta sa balay. Ang iyahang kainit nga ang kainit sa scene or sa kesame kay mapunta gani sa masulod gani tanan ang makuan gani makafeel gani kag init sa balay bisag nag electric fan pa ka bisag imo pa nang patuyok ang mga electric fan except kung nakay aircon kay makuan man jud ka sa ihang temperature mga double ang kuan niya kahayahay or iyahang hangin except sa kuan ka electric fan kay madouble gid iyahang level sa kainit. Next. Ikaw na, Cleo.
So, human activities. The largest contribution to climate change from human activities comes from the burning of fossil fuels, which releases carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases and aerosol alter the Earth energy balance by affecting incoming solar radiation and outgoing infrared terminal radiation. Changes in the abundance of these gases and particles can lead to warming or cooling. Since the start of the industrial era around 1750, the overall effect of human activities on climate has been warming influence, significantly exceeding changes due to natural processes like solar change and volcanic eruption. So kabaw mo jud ang kanang init kanang mas grabe ang kainit karon. Ang hinungdan daw na sa changes sa atong klima karon is nag-base na siya sa mga binuhatan sa mga tar or mga natong mga human, like sa mga pagsunog natong mga coal, oil or sa mga natural gases nato na nagpagawas siya og mga carbon dioxide sa ato ang atmosphere. Also sa green gases o sa aerosol is nakaapekto sa atong balance sa atong enerhiya bitaw sa yuta. Pinagi sa kanang solar radiator or sa init gikan sa ato sa adlaw or sa yuta. Infrared terminal radiator pod or init gikan sa kanang gibuhian bitaw siya sa yuta bitaw nga kainit. So sa ato pa kitang mga human pod di ay nay makanang mga naghatag pod bitag problema sa atong ekonomiya. Maong nag-lead siya sa atong klima nga mas muinit karon kumpara sa sauna. Next. Effects of climate change on society. Climate change refers to the long-term shift in temperatures and weather patterns. While natural variation has occurred throughout Earth history, the current changes are happening at unprecedented rate and are primarily driven by human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels. These changes have far-reaching effect on human society, including first, increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, more heat waves, drought, floods, storm, and wildfire leading to loss of life, displacement, and economic damage. So, ang climate change kanang nakakuan di siya sa kanang naka-lead dito siya kanang para sa kang gistorya sa human activities is kita ra po mga human ang hinungdan nganong mas kanang dako ang apekto sa atong climate change karon. Also sa increased frequency is mas daghan or mas kusog daw ang heat waves or grabe ang kainit karon sa tauna nga sinatian nato. Kadira pud ang kanang heat waves ang nakakuha nato karon labaw na ang flood, storm ug an wildfire or sunog nga mas mag-lead bitaw sa kamatayon sa mga human or makadaot sa ato ang economy. Next day. Environmental awareness. Environmental awareness is the understanding of the environment, the impact of human behavior on it, and the importance of its protection. So first, knowledge. Being informed about environmental issues such as population, deforestation, climate change, and biodiversity. So dapat jud natay knowledge siya kung unsay mahitabo sa atong kuan sa atong palibot, natay kanang alam bitaw kung kanang naunsa na siya dira sa atong population, naunsa na to population, dapat kanang aware gid ka ba kung unsay nahitabo sa atong palibot. Next. Sensitivity, recognizing the fragility of ecosystem and the interconnectedness of all living things. So kanang uusa daw ta sa mga living things sa mga kanang buhi nga na diri sa atong kalibutan interconnected daw ta. So third, concern, feeling a sense of responsibility and worry about the state of environment. So kanang magunahuna daw to kung maka-epekto ba daw ni siya sa atong environment at mga buhatonon or atong mga kanang pambuhaton. Fourth, skills, processing the ability to make informed decision and take action that minimize environmental harm. So magunahon na ka kung alam maka-harm din siya sa among environment, kanang makaguba ni siya sa among economy or makagrabe siya sa toang sa toong ecosystem. Next. What is environmental awareness? Environmental awareness is the state of being concise the environment and its problem. It involves understanding the natural world is vulnerable and requires safeguard. Next. So, duha ka key aspect of environmental awareness akong gibutang. Recognizing the environmental problems, identifying issues like population, air, water, land, waste management, habitat destruction, resources depletion, and climate change. Second, promoting sustainable practices understanding and advocating for action that minimize negative environmental impact and promote long-term ecological health. Next.
So, how to promote environmental awareness? So, first, when learning about the environment, dealing health is easy to feel discouraged. But what keeps us fighting for a healthy world is the future of our children. So, first, educate yun ni mo imong self first. Learn about the environmental issues, kung unsay may tabo, kung unsay consequences niya. Ikaduha, i-share po imong knowledge kung unsay imong hibaw-an about sa environmental issues. Or pagatudloan na to ang ubang tao kung unsay impact ug solution. They should not be inherit our environmental problems, and in order to keep their future bright, spreading awareness is imperative. I-engage po na to ang atong community nga mag-organize or mag-participate sa local environmental projects like clean-ups or tree planting. We'll go next. Make a difference. After you have become environmentally aware, you can begin teaching those around you. So, encourage po na to take some actions after you learn about sa environmental issues. Once na masabtan na nimo ang importance to protect the environment, you've become environmental aware. Begin na ka for teaching and inspiring others to take care as well. The symposium catalyst for you to begin your role as an environmental steward and provides online courses and other resources to keep you on track. So, ang symposium day is mo join kag like event about environmental issue where people nga i-discuss nila about sa environment food para makahelp to motivate and empower others that you can start playing your part as an environmental steward. Someone nga kanang actively caring yun sa environment. Next. Click next. Example of environmental issues that need fixing. There are several cause and effect problems that harm our environment. Click next. Oil drilling. This issue is one that causes a great deal of environmental destruction. Our dependence on fossil fuel is a global addiction that affects every aspect of the world. So, ang oil drilling ay makahimo ni siya og land and ocean, maka-create food og air pollution and make worsen sa global warming. Palihog ko next. Deforestation. Millions of acres of forests are cut down for industrial benefits such as large-scale farming, oil mining, and the production of paper goods. So deforestation, cutting down the trees, destroy animal habitat. Palihog ko next. Production of plastic goods. Currently, our society creates a great deal of waste, and much of that waste is comprised of plastic. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, in 2010 alone, 31 million tons of plastic waste was created. These waste end up all over the globe in both land and water. A good example is Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So, ang plastic production goods dahil maka-create siya huge amounts of waste and uses a lot of fossil fuel and maka-adding po siya of pollution. Palig ko next. Possible project ideas. Instead of driving from work or school, take the bus, carpool, walk or ride your bike to cut down a greenhouse gas emission according to the EPA transportation. Adds to 33% of the total atmospheric. Palig ka next. Consider investing in appropriate technology like clean power, solar or wind. If not your home, maybe for a community center. This will also help wean ourselves of fossil fuel by reusable products such as glass bottle, reusable bags and cups, etc. Avoiding buying paper towel, plastic bottles and bags. Next. Start composting and recycling, which will help cut down our waste production. Support local businesses and farmers by only buying organic food and farmers market. Make sure the food is pesticide-free. This will help your community become self-reliant. Next.
What is the importance of environment? Environment is everything that is around. It can be living or non-living things. It includes physical, chemical, and other natural forces. Living things live in their environment. They constantly interact with it and change in response to condition in their environment. So, kay balo man taon sana ang living things or non-living things. Kay ang living things kay, for example, mao na silang mga plants, animals, humans, bacteria, and fungi. Nya non-living things kay mao ni siyang mga rock, water, air, minerals, and furniture. So, for example, sa sa tong mga balay kay auban kay na may magbuhi og isda nga isulod sa aquarium niya. Ang kanang kinabuhi sa isda kay magdepende man sa structure, reef, or which is physical niya. Kay ang tubig na ay oxygen level or chemical niya and the temperature niya. Important of environment. So, environment plays an important role in the healthy living of human beings and other needs. So, environment's role in healthy living it's mo provide ni sa the basic necessities for a healthy life. So, example, clean air from a healthy environment allows humans to breathe easily and avoids respiratory illnesses. Polluted air from industrial emissions causes respiratory disease like asthma. So the second is, it matters because it is the only home that humans have and it provides air, food, and other needs. So, Earth is our only habitable home providing essential resources. So example, the environment provides food through agriculture and sustainable farming practices that deplete soil nutrients lead to food shortage and malnutrition. So the third is humanity's entire life support system depends on the well-being of all environment factors. So life support system is humanity depends entirely on the environment for survival. For example, a healthy water cycle dependent on a healthy environment provides clear drinking water. Contaminated water from industrial waste causes waterborne disease like cholera. The fourth is environment play an important role in regulating air and climate change. So, environmental role in regulating air and climate change is regulates the air we breathe and the climate we live in. So, example sa forest, kay mo help og mo regulate climate by the absorbing carbon dioxide. Deforestation leads to increased carbon dioxide or CO2 levels, contributing to global warming and climate change. The fifth, if another reason the environment is so important is because it is a source of natural beauty and it is necessary for proper physical and mental health too. So, environmental contribution to physical and mental health. Natural beauty and access to green spaces are important for well-being. For example, Access to park and green spaces reduces stress and improves mental health. Lack of access to nature in urban environment can negatively impact of mental health well-being. So, environmental issues in the Philippines. The Philippines evident risk to natural disaster is due to its location being a country that lies in the Pacific Ring of Fire. It is prone to earthquake and volcanic eruption. In addition, the country is surrounded by large bodies of water and faces the Pacific Ocean, where 60% of the world typhoons are made. One of the most devastating typhoons that hit the Philippines in 2013 was Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda that killed over 10,000 people and destroyed over ₱1 trillion worth of properties and damage to various sectors. Other environmental problems that the country is facing include pollution, illegal mining and logging, deforestation, fishing, landslide, coastal erosion, wildlife extinction, global warming, and climate change. Philippines is the one of the victims nga makasinati or natural disaster due sa iyang place surrounded po siya sa Pacific Ring of Fire, means gilibutan siya bisag unsa nga volcano, and also gilibutan sad siya mga water like Pacific Ocean or usa ka pinaka dili malimtan nga mahitabo sa Pilipinas kay ato bitaw na sinati nga ang ug Typhoon Haiyan or Yolanda kay dagan-dagan pud nagna-damage nato kay kusog kaayo to the country is facing include pud sa pollution, mining and logging, deforestation, mga landslide or uban pa. So water pollution is, although water resources have become scarce in some regions and seasons, the Philippines as whole has more than enough surface and groundwater. However, neglecting to have a coherent environmental policy has led to contamination of 58% of the groundwater in the Philippines. The main source of pollution is untreated domestic and industrial wastewater. Only 1/3 of the Philippine river system are considered sustainable for public water supply. It is estimated that in 2025, water availability will be marginal in the most major 8 city and in 8 of the 90 major were health concerns. Water pollution also led to problems in fishing and tourism industries. The national government recognized the problem and since 2004 has sought to introduce sustainable water resources development management. So, kani ang water pollution kay pwede ra pud ni siya ma-explain nimo ug unsay nakita nimo nga bati sa tubig kay tungod ra pud ni sa mga tawo nga like kana bitang mga hugawan na dili bita pa ba mong limpyo nya. Deforestation. So, over the course of the 20th century, the forest cover of the Philippines dropped from 70% down to 20%. In total, 46 species are endangered and 4 were already eradicated completely. 3.2% of the total rainforest has been left. Based on analysis of land use pattern maps and around map, an estimated 9 million has of forests were lost in the Philippines from 1934 to 1988. Illegal logging occurs in the Philippines are intensity flow damage in some areas. According to scholar Jessica Mateos, short-sighted policies by the Filipino government has contributed to the high rate of deforestation. The government regularly granted logging concessions of less than 10 years, since it takes takes 30 to 35 years for a second's growth forest to mature. Lodgers had no incentive to replant. Compounding the error flat, royalty encouraged the lodgers to remove only the most valuable species, as horrendous 40% of the harvestable lumber never left the forest but, having been damaged in lodging, rotted or was burned in place. The unsurprising result of these related policies is that out of 17 million acres of closed forest that flourished early in the century, only 1.2 million remain today. So, kaning deforestation, mao ni siya ang mga binuhatan po sa ubang tao like there cut some trees nga mga tiguang man or dili kay it's either ila gamiton sa ilang paggamit bitaw sa like sa mga bangko or papel or uban pa. So, air pollution. Due to industrial waste and automobiles, Manila suffers from air pollution, affecting 98% of the population. Annually, the air pollution causes more than 40,000 deaths. Ermita is Manila's most polluted district due to open dam site and industrial waste. According to a report in 2003, the Pasig River is one of the most polluted rivers in the world, with 150 tons of domestic waste and 75 tons of industrial waste dumped daily. So, air pollution kay tungod pud ni sa, for example, kana bitaw mga sakyanan nga grabe pud kay sila mo magpaaso bitaw sa kanang magpadagan sila sa kalsada niya. Mo ni hinungdan nga ang aso mahimo bitang dagom or like kana pong dakong sunog, mao na siya ang air pollution. Ang climate change, two of the most pressing environmental issues impacting the Philippines is climate change. As an island country located in the Southeast Asia Pacific region, the Philippines is extremely vulnerable to the impact of climate change. Some of these impacts include increased frequency and severity of natural disaster, sea level rise, extreme rainfall, global warming, resource shortage, and environmental degradation. All of these impacts together have greatly affected the Philippines' agriculture, sex, water infrastructures, human health, and coastal ecosystem. And they are projected to continue having devastating damage to the economy and society of the Philippines. So, climate change kay mao man ni siya ang tungod ni sa mga lain-laing issue nga natural disaster sa Pilipinas kay pareha karon kay init kaayong kanang adlaw, unlike sa una nga nulmara ang kainit sa una nga kanabit ang dili pug kay grabe na nasakto rin ta manadara nato ba. That's all my part.
Due to its geographical location, climate, and topography, the Philippines is ranked on third on the World Risk Index for highest disaster risk and exposure to natural disaster. 16 of its provinces, including Manila, Benguet, and Batanes, are included the top 50 most vulnerable places in Southeast Asia. So, naman ang Philippines kay naagid siya sa ang location gid niya kay maigo gid siya sa kuan sa kanang bagyo bitaw. Kanang maigo gid siya sa bagyo. Ang location sa Philippines kay kanang makuan siya, maigo siya sa kuan kanang exposed siya sa mga bagyo, mga calamity. And then 16 of its provinces, So 16 ka provinces nga grab kanang basta na ay bagyo kanang maigo gid sila ana nga bagyo mo na ang and including Manila. Oh yes, Manila kay permi gina kanang taga January to December na bagyo mo abot, maapil pud ang Manila or Luzon and Benguet and Batanes. Included sila sa top 50 most vulnerable places in Southeast Asia, with Manila being ranked 7. Yan na apoy 4 cities in the Philippines. Manila, San Jose, Rojas, and Cotabato are included in the top 10 cities most vulnerable to sea level rise in the East Asia and Pacific region. So ang kaning 4 cities kay mauni diri ang kanang taga naay kanang moabot nga bagyo kay nya basin duol sila sa dagat mo nang naa sila tendency nga naas kanang paspas mo kuan mo babaw ay mo taas ang ilang dagat or water sea level yana. Next is Super Typhoon Haiyan. Main article, Typhoon Haiyan, also known as Yolanda, made landfall in the Philippines in Guiuan Municipality. So, ang Typhoon Yolanda is nilandfall pag November 8, 2013 at exactly 4:40. And nilandfall siya sa Guiuan Municipality. So, ang pangande ay kay Super Typhoon Haiyan, but we called it locally is kanang known sa locally is Yolanda. Yeah, the 5 category typhoon continued to travel west, making landfall in several municipalities and ultimately devastated innermost stretches of the Philippines islands of Samar, Leyte, Cebu, and the Visayan region or Visaya Archipelago. So mao ni ang upat ka island nga kanang naigo gid siya pag Yolanda, but based on my kanang research or kanang nadunggan ako sa balita pag kuan kay kanang ang Leyte gid ang pinaka naapektuhan or kanang sa Tacloban City part sa bana sa kuan sa Leyte ang Tacloban, and sa Cebu sad naasad ko na kuanan nga diri man ko ato nga time ato pagbagyo sa Cebu. So yeah, naagi daghan kay mga bali nga mangga, and more than 16 million people were affected by the storm, suffering from the storm surge, flash floods, landslide, and extreme winds and rainfall that took lives, destroyed homes, and devastated many. So daghan kaayo na affect by the storm, 16 million people, and nagsuffer po sila sa kanang storm surge. So storm surge di ay kay kanang mura bito siya kanang tsunami o kanang forma, but ang tsunami baya kay kanang mutaas ang dagat ug mayon nya mutabon sa tibuok kanang lugar ay tibuok lugar or kanang tibuok city basta tibuok. But ang storm surge kay kana diha ra gid siya nga kuan mutaas ang tubig pero dili kayo taas as in kaprihas sa tsunami nga makatabo na gid tibuok kanang world ba or tibuok kanang kuan sa basta kay bas dako pa ang tsunami kaysa storm surge, but ang storm surge kay mutaas ang dagat, but kanang diha ra siya kanang mo kuan na siya mo basta dili siya kapriya sa tsunami. And flash floods, kanang mga baha, kauban na po siya sa storm surge. And landslides, so kani kay luoy kay ang kuanan ni basta dapat gid basta naa ka sa kanang mga bukid-bukid, dapat gid kanang if naagi mag-uwan pa lang daan kay naman tendency nga malandslide kay kanang kuan ra ba dali ra ba mahumok ang yuta sa kanang bukid niya kung adto dayon niya uta kay ba nay nagpuyo sa ubos. So mao na kuan dapat gid basta uwan pa lang gani niya namo sa bukid nagpuyo mo evacuate na dayon mo. And next is extreme winds. So kani kay kanang kusog nga kanang hangin. Yeah. Nakakuan pug ko ani nakapagkuan katong bagyong Odette sa grabe gito nga kanang winds nga naglupad na gid ang mga scene. But sa kuan niya atong topic ron kay sa kuan man sa Yolanda niya napoy na kanang kuanan nga nang lupad ang mga hangin. Di kapre sa Odette ato sa nang gabi nagsugod nya ang kuan kay ang Yolanda kay kuan man to mga hapon or buntag ba to kalimot ko kay dugay na. And rainfall, kusog nga uwan, yes, kusog kay tong uwan sa kanang bagyong Yolanda. And that suffering na nakakuha kana nga bagyo kay nakakuha og kanang daghan nga naidaghang nangamatay, naidaghang kanang nangaguba nga mga balay og many more. So future projection for the current trajectory of climate change. Next is vulnerabilities of different sectors. Number 1 is agriculture. Agriculture is one of the Philippines' largest sectors and will continue to be adversely impacted by the effects of the climate change. The agriculture sector employs 35% of the working population and generated 13% of the country's GDP in 2009. The two most important crops, rice and corn, account for 67% of the land under cultivation and stand to see reduced yield from heat and water stress. So this slide is the combination of the agriculture sector size, employment generation, and economic contribution, coupled with the specific vulnerability of its important crops to heat and water stress, and it highlights that climate change is not an abstract threat but rather a direct and significant danger to the livelihood and economic stability of the Philippines. Number 2, agricultural production and civil conflict. In the Philippines, there is correlation between rainfall and civil conflict and manifests through agricultural production. The increased rainfall during the wet season in the Philippines is proven to be harmful to agriculture as it leads to flooding and waterlogging. This above average rainfall is associated with more conflict-related incidents and casualties. In this slides details how climate change impacts from agriculture and civil conflict. It highlights that disproportionate effects on vulnerable populations, particularly women and those in informal settlements. The vulnerability of critical infrastructure to extreme weather is also stressed. Next is gender disparities among farmers. Some holder farmers in the Philippines are expected to be among the most vulnerable and impacted by the effects of climate change in the region. However, there are the effects of the climate change in the region. Some of the problems caused by the extreme climate events in agrarian areas that are prone to civil conflict that disproportionately affect women include loss of customary rights to land, forced migration, increased discrimination, resource poverty, and food insecurity. So in these slides, it discusses gender disparities among Filipino farmers facing climate change. Smallholder farmers in the Philippines are highly vulnerable to climate change's effects, but men and women experience these impacts differently. Extreme climate events exacerbate existing problems disproportionately affecting women. Especially women face issues like land loss, forced migration, discrimination, poverty, and food insecurity. Next is energy. Energy. Climate change could simultaneously reduce the Philippines' supply of energy and increase its demands for energy. The increased chance of extreme weather events could reduce hydropower production, which accounts for 20% of the country's energy supply, as well as cause widespread damage to energy infrastructure and services. So, in these slides, this is exacerbated by the increased livelihood of extreme weather events, damaging hydropower, a significant energy source. The overall effect will be energy shortages and potential disruption to essential services. So, number 5, water. Several factors of climate change are impacting the availability of water in the Philippines. The increasing number of intense droughts are reducing water levels and river flows and thus creating a shortage in water. The floods and landslides caused by the extreme rainfall degrade watershed health and water quality by increasing runoff and erosion that increases sedimentation in reservoirs. So, in this slide, how climate change affects water availability in the Philippines. Increasing drought, lower water levels, and creates shortages, while extreme rainfall causes floods and landslides that degrade water quality. So, number 6, infrastructure. Rising sea levels, heavy rainfall, and flooding and strong typhoon pose an enormous risk to the Philippine infrastructure. 45% of the Philippines' urban population lives in informal settlements with already weak infrastructure and are extremely vulnerable to flooding and typhoons. This slide addresses the vulnerability of the Philippines' infrastructure to climate change impacts. Rising sea levels, heavy rainfall are particularly 45% of urban population living in informal settlements with weak infrastructure. A major storm could cause widespread devastation displacement, and loss of life in coastal cities. So number 7, risk to double exposure. Large cities in the Philippines such as Manila, Quezon City, and Cebu and Davao City see an increased risk from both climate change and globalization. So in this slide discusses the double exposure of major Philippine likes Manila, Quezon City, Cebu, Davao to climate change and globalization. These cities face increased climate risk due to their geographical location, but also vulnerabilities amplified by globalization impact. So number 7, human health. Climate change, heavy rains, and increased temperature are linked with the increased transmission of vector and waterborne diseases like malaria, dengue, and diarrhea. And yes, heavy rains is caused by the dengue because rain kay kanang ang uwan basta mag-uwan niya mapundo ang tubig sa kanang drum nya dili iyabu ikahuman nya di gamiton. So na tendency nga magka-dengue nya diha magpuyo ang lamok or napoy diarrhea or malaria. The heavy rains and increased temperature lead to increased humidity, which increase the chance of mosquito breeding and survival. Yes, basta dili lagi iyabo ang kanang basta mag-uwan nya masawod sa kanang drum bitaw nya kanang diha sila managhan mosquito breeding diha sila nya kanang kuan ba na kanang delikado. Dapat gid basta mag-uwan nya na may isawod nga kanang tubig nya dili nyo gamiton, dili nyo ibisbis sa tanong ikahuman. Dapat kay yabu kanang madugay-dugayan na ba ang tubig mo na ang gigikan sa kanang dengue. So number 9, coastal ecosystem and fisheries. Climate change and global warming and the rising amounts of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has contributed to ocean warming and ocean acidification. So, in these slides discusses how climate change impacts coastal ecosystem and fisheries in the Philippines. Rising carbon dioxide levels contribute to ocean warming and acidification, threatening coral reefs and mangroves. The loss of these vital habitats increases the risk of coastal flooding and threatens fish population that many rely on for their livelihood. And that's all my part. Thank you.
Now we're going to discuss about the sustainable development. So, sustainable development is kanang ang Philippines is nag-create og sustainable development strategies para ma-address ang both environmental issues and the need for economic growth. So, the 1992 Earth Summit was a key initiative under this strategy. So, since the 1992 Earth Summit, the Philippine government has consistently pursued various initiatives to improve the country's environmental aspects. So next. So these are the strategy of sustainable development. First, we have the assimilating environmental consideration into administration. So it means na dapat i-integrate and i-assess ang environmental impact into all government decision-making process before mag-approve of bagong project. Next, we have the appropriate pricing of natural resources. So it means that dapat mag-implement og policy na accurate and nag-reflect sa true cost of using natural resources. Then third, we have the conservation of biodiversity. So it means na dapat atong protektahan and i-preserve ang atong natural resources and animals. The next, we have the rehabilitation of ecosystems. So this means na dapat nato i-restore ang na-damage na ecosystem sa ilang natural state. The next, we have the control of population growth and human resources development. So we should manage the population growth to reduce strain on resources. The next, we have the inducing growth in control of population growth and human resources development. So dapat mag-invest ka ng education and training para ma-improve ang atuang workforce skills. Next, we have the rural area development. So ato i-promote ang economic growth sa rural areas so that ma-reduce ang poverty and migration sa urban centers. Next, we have the promotion of environmental education. I-educate ang mga citizens about environmental issues and promote responsible behavior. Next is we have the strengthening citizens' participation. So, encourage ang tanan to participate or be involved in environmental decision making. And the next, we have the promoting small to medium-sized enterprises. So, i-promote ang sustainable business practices sa mga smaller companies. And next, we have the sustainable agricultural and forestry practices. So, i-implement ang farming and forestry methods that minimize environmental impact. Okay, next. Next, we have the environmental protection. So, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources is actively working to track down illegal loggers, spearhead projects to preserve the quality of unpolluted rivers. So, currently, the Philippines Department of Environment and Natural Resources is nag-track nas mga illegal loggers and nag-lead og mga projects para ma-preserve ang equality sa ato mga ma-preserve ang quality sa ato mga rivers na wala pa na polluted. Next. Next is the top 10 environmental issues. First, we have the climate change. So, today, climate change is still an ongoing debate despite the scientific consensus. So, 97% of climate scientists nga ni-agree na ang climate change is happening because of human activity. So, the consequences is atuwa na feel like the rising of global temperature, rising sea levels, and more frequent and increased natural disasters. So, ang solution for this is to build the climate sustainability through renewable energy sources and waste reduction. Second, we have the ecosystems and endangered species. So, the ecosystem and endangered species are interconnected. Kaya nga naman, because it affects their survival. Both ecosystem and endangered species are affected. Tapos kanang napadyoy kanang projected loss of habitats by 2050 na makaparesult sa extinction. So one example of this is the Arctic melting ice. It's because kanang nakaapekto ni siya sa mga polar bear. So ang solution nga gikuan ani is to support the organization that protecting the endangered species. So nangita og supporting laws nga nagprotect sa ecosystems. Next, we have the deforestation. So deforestation accounts for at least 15% of greenhouse gas emissions. And tungod sa loss of forests, na siya'y negative consequences like loss of biodiversity, climate change, and disruption of ecosystem. So, ang solution ani is stop ang pagkat sa mga kahoy and magtanom og bag-o na tanom so that we can preserve our forest. Next, Next, we have the pollution. So, na various forms of pollution like air, soil, and water. So, na siya impact sa atong health and environment. Ang polluted ang polluted mahangin nagawiken sa atong kanang ozone layer, while contaminated soil is nagdestroy sa atong habitats and irrigation. So, ang water pollution is known as one of the biggest killers on the planet. So, ang solution ani nga gi-propose is that making sustainable choices and reducing resource consumption to allow for recovery from pollution and also to reduce ang waste management. Next, we have the water scarcity and water pollution. So it is about the difference between clean drinkable water and contaminated water sources. So daghan areas worldwide is nag-face of water scarcity or shortage. So or naglack sila og available nga fresh water. So at the same time, water pollution gikan sa industrial chemicals, sewage, and agricultural runoff is contaminates water supplies na mo'y nakapa-unsafe sa tubig because hugaw na siya para i-take sa tao, and it is harming the aquatic life. So, ang example ni Flint, Michigan is nag-illustrates of severe consequences of polluted water. So, these are the solution of kanang water scarcity and water pollution. Conserving water in our daily lives, like shorter showers, less water while brushing teeth, and working toward cleaner water resources. Next, we have the loss of biodiversity. So biodiversity means the variety of life on Earth. So declination in biodiversity globally that leads to impact our ecosystems and food change. So both urbanization and climate change ang major factors ani. Because of the loss of biodiversity, atong ecosystems is nag-weaken, na nag-lead na kanang makapakolapse o makapareduce sa atong available resources. So by being educated, ang solution para malabanan nato ang biodiversity loss. Next, we have the overpopulation. So, ang atong Earth population is nagpadayon pa na nag-grow. So, kining population na nagkataas, mo'y nakapaheavy sa demand sa atong resources. And it contributes to environmental problems like deforestation, water scarcity, and pollution. Ang pag-reduce sa population size is a very difficult issue, but we should focus on changing how the population impacts the environment. Renewable energy sources are highlighted as a potential solution. Next, we have the waste disposal. So it specifically states the waste disposal, especially the large amount of trash generated daily. So tungod sa atong mga trash, nag-consequence ni siya og pollution of land, water, and air. So ang gi-propose na solution for this is mag-reduce tas atong waste through recycling and composting. So instead na atong ilabay atong waste, magbuhat og paraan para mas ma-recycle siya. Next, we have the land management and urban sprawl. So it means that kanang uncontrolled expansion of urban areas. So kanina expansion is kanang nagleads siya sa destruction of natural habitats. Nagkanang increase water runoff na naglead sa flood and nagreduce sa atong access to natural resources. So one example of this is the Hurricane Harvey's impact on Houston. So nato siya kanang negative impact, like nakapalid to kanang mahimong kanang unsustainable ang land use. So ang solution ani nga gi-propose is dapat atong i-practice ang land management para ma-prevent pa ang pag-impact ani sa urban growth. Next, we have the public health. So these are the environmental problems: pollution, water scarcity, overpopulation, nga nakapaharm sa public health. So kanina issue is nag-create na siya og kanang unhealthy living conditions na nag-lead sa increased disease and mortality, especially sa developing na countries. So ang solution ani nga gi-propose is kanang Clean water and air is good sa atong health, and dapat na ay water filter para ma-improve ang access sa clean water. The next. So next we have the energy crisis. So ang main point ani is that nag-increase ang demand for energy sa world, fueled by industrial growth and a growing population. So mo ni siya nakapa-use up sa atong natural resources. Kaning resources is like kaning mga oil, gas, and coal. So kani siya is kanang naanay limit. Ang ilang pagtake ani kay kanang ilang pagtake and pag-use forcefully is nakakause og environmental damage. So ang energy crisis is dili lang siya about gas na nagtaas na og presyo, but very difficult ni siya na issue because na-involve ang atong resources ani, like kanang resource depletion, environmental degradation, and unsustainable consumption patterns. Next. So these are the primary causes sa energy crisis. First is ibalik sa palihog. First is we have the overconsumption. So ang current consumption sa energy sa atong world is unsustainable. Ang high demand mo ay nakapaheavy sa demand sa atong resources na nakapataas sa pollution na nakadamage sa atong environment. Next, we have the overpopulation. Ang pagtaas sa global population is nagpataas po og demand para sa energy na nakapastrain sa atong resources and nakapaworsen sa environmental problems. Next, we have the poor infrastructure. So, ang karaan ng power generation equipment and ang outdated na infrastructure sa mga countries is nagpa-restrict sa energy production na nag-lead sa shortage. So, we should be responsible for maintaining and upgrading this infrastructure falls on utility companies. Next, we have the unexplored renewable energy option. So, while renewable energy sources like solar and wind power is nag-exist na nowadays, napadji mga countries na wala pa gi-acknowledge ang kana na mga butang. So, ang pag-rely sa mga fossil fuels like kanang coal, gas, and oil is nakapaworsen sa energy crisis na nagpa-contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. Next, palihog next. Next, we have the poor distribution system. So, ang inefficient energy distribution systems is nag-cause og kanang brownout and breakdowns na nakapa-reduce sa atong effective supply. Next. Ibalik sa day. Nakoy na-miss nga kuan. Dara. So, kaning delays in commissioning power plants. So, sa kanang uban na countries na pay significant delays sa pag-build og new power plants para ma-meet ang growing energy demand. So, kanang kuan kay na siya possibility nga mag-lead siya to power outages. Next is the wastage of energy. So, daghang tao mga businesses kay kanang sayang kayo sa energy because of inefficient practices like kanang biyaan lang ang suga nga naka-on nga unnecessary use of kanang heating or cooling. So if you use energy efficient light bulbs and better insulation to conserve energy, it would help our country. Okay, next we have the poor distribution system. So poor distribution system So ang inefficient energy distribution systems is nag-cause og kanang sigig power brownout and breakdowns na nakapareduce sa atong effective na supply. Next, we have the major accidents and natural calamities. Yung mga natural calamities like volcanic eruptions, baha o glinog is makapadamage sa atong energy infrastructure and makapadisrupt sa atong supply na nakalid na magtaas ang presyo. Next, we have the wars and attacks. So, ang mga geopolitical, like kanang contest ni siya sa kanang power and influence na related sa geographical areas and resources, can disrupt energy supply like sa 1990 Gulf War. So, kato na war is kanang nag-lead siya na mag-reduce ang world oil supply. So, vulnerable na kaayo ang infrastructure sa energy sa political instability. Next, we have the miscellaneous factors. So, economic factors like tax hikes, strikes, and political instability can also create sudden increases in energy demand or choke of supply. Next, so kanang these are the possible solutions to the energy crisis. So, first, we have the move towards renewable resources. So, kani siya is the best long-term solution. If atong i-reduce ang dependence sa kanang fossil fuels na ato ang gamiton, instead na kaning dependence fossil fuels atong gamiton ang renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydro, geothermal, kay kanang very important siya para sa long-time energy security and environmental protection. Pero there are still challenges sa kaning transition, particularly the need for technological advancement and overcoming the inertia of established industries. Second, we have the buy energy efficient products. So, ang pag-use of energy-efficient appliances o light bulbs is nagpa-reduce overall energy consumption. So, kaning nga solution is simple siya and kanang kuan lang ba kanang makaya ra sa bulsa na solution. Kay ma-implement man siya dayon. Next, we have the lighting controls. So, if mag-implement og smart lighting controls like timers and motion sensors is kanang makapareduce siya sa energy consumption sa mga buildings. Next is we have the easier grid access. So ang mga tao na nag-generate og kanang ilahang power like kanang through solar panels is dapat siya i-allow para sa yun ra siya i-connect and kanang makakuan pa siya power back to the main grid. So, removing hurdles and providing subsidies encourages wider adoption of renewable energy sources. Next, we have the energy simulation. So, it means na kanang dapat mag-use tag energy simulation software and also architects ug engineers is kanang maka-design og more efficient na energy buildings kay makapareduce overall energy consumption. Next, we have the perform energy audit. So, dapat ang energy audit is mag-identify sa mga areas kung asa ang mga energy na nasayang sa mga homes o businesses. So, ang mga professional audits is nag-provide og kanang recommendations para sa improvement na nag-help to reduce energy consumption and carbon footprints. Next, we have the last one of the possible solutions, which is the common stand on climate change. So, common stand on climate change. So, ang mga developed and na-develop pa na nations need a unified approach sa climate change. So, kani siyang na-practice is kanang nag-reduce o greenhouse gas emissions through international cooperation para ma-address ni siya na global challenge effectively. So, a significant goal is to cut emissions by half by 2050. So we have the what is being done today. So kanang mo ni siya ang kanang kuan ba na nagkuan siya kanang initiatives and actions para sa energy crisis and makapromote og sustainability. So first, we have the increased regulation and restrictions on carbon emissions. So governments worldwide are increasingly implementing regulations to limit carbon emissions, often through carbon taxes or cap and trade system. Next, we have the promotion of greener manufacturing and construction. So a focus on more sustainable building materials and manufacturing processes aims to reduce the environmental impact of these sectors. Next, we have the increased funding for research into hybrid technologies and more sustainable technologies. So, dapat nga kanang atong ikuan gani ang mas magkuantag maayo sa research, mas atong kanang tuunan og pansin ang research para kanang makakuantag more sustainable na technologies. And the next, we have the community level efforts like community gardens, parks, and farmers markets are promoting sustainable practices and educating the public about resource importance. So kanang dapat nga kanang ato ganing ipag-grow ang kanang kuan sa community gardens, farmers markets, and parks as way to improve local food security and kanang mag-create og kanang green spaces and educate the public about sustainability. So kanang this bottom-up approach complements larger scale government initiatives. Next, that's all my part.
SWOT analysis. Strength, increase awareness and global action, technological advancement and renewable energy, growing public and political support for climate actions, opportunity for green job and economic growth, weakness, slow pace of change and implementation of policies, powerful vested interests resisting change, and unequal impact across different regions and population, difficulty in predicting and managing complex climate system. Next. So, opportunity, development of sustainable technology and industries, increase investment and renewable energy infrastructure, enhance international cooperation and collaboration, potential for climate resilience and development adaptation, threat, increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events, rising sea levels and coastal erosion, disruptions to agriculture and food security, mass migration and social unrest.
So based day sa video nga among ipakita sa is digid na mamalikayan ang climate change. However, we can significantly mitigate the climate change by using the 3 R's. Ang 3 R's is reduce, reuse, recycle. Kanang so that we can minimize bitaw our consumption of goods. Yeah, also ma-address bud na to ang climate change. Sa this requires nag-require ko siya og multifaceted approaches involving the individual action at ang action daw na to mga individuals nga tao, also community initiatives and the strong governmental na to, and lastly is the international policies. That's all.